Hello, hello, and welcome to the first episode in 2025. And today we have a very special guest, Maksim from Santiment. He is the founder and CEO of Santiment. And welcome everyone. Maxim, he's a very so Brian's taking a break today because we managed to get Maxim to come on live. And for those of you tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Maxim, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Setting up his environment. Yeah. Can you hear me nicely?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
good.
How's the weather?
Oh, there was a lot of snow, but now it's gone. Okay, in the mountains there is snow. There is snow.
Oh, that's good.
But,
That's good. Yeah.
Cool.
So normally we would record this with Brian and then we would play it now. But today we got you live. So those of you who are tuned in, thank you for logging on. Would be great if we look. Any questions? If you have, just type it in the comment section, and then Maxim will try to answer those questions for you. But yeah, hey, look, it's been an interesting day. Last couple of days, it's been red. So maybe Maxim, you can tell us what's going on. What happened?
What's going on? We're all gonna die. Oh, next time for a bearish market, I have a T-shirt. From Loki season 2, there was this scientist Ouroboros. He was always screaming, "We're all gonna die." So I have T-shirt with the statement, "We're all gonna die." Yeah. Just to finish where what you mentioned, where we started, the purpose for doing it online. I really like it, and for me, it's a kind of big part of my mission. Why I'm doing this is to make sure exchange of ideas or educational or way of analyzing market is communicated properly. And it very well done. We know from our past experience doing streams when there is a way of communicating. People ask questions. Of course, they can later on ask in comments. But if we can introduce the culture where questions are raised and we discuss more, and I see in which direction should I channel conversation more, eventually we will end up in a very good environment. What I mean by good environment is where independently of me being present or not, at some point of time, people really understand very good market. And when we are together, we doing even better. Yeah. So we don't become a crowd where we really, everything crashing, need to sell everything, everything pumping, need to buy everything. No, we become very intelligent community of analysts and or how I call behavior analysts. And me or Brian only talking and showing it's good, but it doesn't fulfill this part of mission, becoming a good part of community. So that's why we're doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
And I finished original initial our intentions why we decided to switch a format. And on top of it, Brian, he's in LA, and this is exactly where now there are the fires and everything. Actually, he wouldn't be probably able to even to do today anyway.
Oh, it's perfect then. Perfect.
So kind of we did decision, me and you, I think 1 month ago, 2 months ago.
Yes. While you were still here in
prediction power. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We knew that exactly on this day Brian would not be able to participate, and now he is now I think waiting, or maybe already escaped. There was, I think, signals that they need to leave their homes.
The fires in LA look really scary. I've seen a few videos.
Yeah, it looks quite
Yeah.
As red as our charts. Yeah.
Yes. It's pretty scary looking.
Yeah.
Look, so, we hope that those of you who are in California that you're staying safe and that you're okay. So and also today's the first episode of 2025. It's January 9th, 2025. So we've got the privilege of Maxim here to share with us, right? What's going on? So like, I'm just quickly checking.
I'm trying. It's the first time I'm using this software. Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't look so good. No, I will probably use it. Okay.
Bitcoin seems to be at 93,000 now, and it's been coming down for the last 2 days, I believe. The last 2 days it's come down, and I'm sure the crowd would like to know what's going on.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's. Are you trying to share a screen or something?
Yeah, I'm looking, yes, as I say, give us a few more minutes. It's me first time on the stream with the software. Okay.
No problems.
Thailand, Bildschirm Thailand. This
it's all good.
Monitoren zu erfassen, die Bildschirmfreigabe ist mit Scientology Bildschirmfreigabe funktioniert am besten auf einem guten Computer. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, similar. It looks like it's similar to Google. Okay. So do you see the screen now? Yeah.
It's coming on. It's coming on. Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. Then we can navigate. I will probably navigate on the stream. For the purpose of conversation and questions being hopefully being raised, there are always plenty of data sources or like pieces of data you look at, and it's often, in my experience, after some time, there is some intuition or there is some kind of intuition where you know which piece of data relevant now. This intuition not easy straightforward to communicate, so don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, so many different data points. What I'm going to know now. Eventually, if you do it regularly, your intuition will develop. You will know, okay, now based on this market phase, is it better to pay attention to on-chain data or social data, or when on-chain data to which parameters? Is it like Bitcoin or altcoins or meme coins? And then if meme coins, maybe social data. It sounds on a level of logical complicated, but intuition will find its way. So your mind will really give you more and more clarity which to use. And this is the purpose of communicating in this way. You can ask questions. Maybe I can explain the way I pick up different metrics, and it will help to go on the list. For the current market conditions, it always depends. When you look into the data, where we're in the market. If we've been growing for a long time, I will be looking one set. If we've been crashing now, we can say it's crashing, kind of. If we take here for 1 week. Okay, actually for crypto, it's still not crashing. But okay, we've been declining. Okay, I must say crashing would be if we cross below 88K, then we're crashing. Okay, we've been declining for 2 days, so you're looking at a bit different set of metrics. Which are they? Let's start with, and we are looking for the answer. Or like we're trying to get into condition. Are we at the bottom now? Really? Is it? Or how sure we could be we're at the bottom? Because remember, we're now in a declining market, so this is what we're looking for. If we would be like talking 1 week ago, we would be looking at a slightly different set of metrics.
Okay.
So my creations recently viewed probably charts Bitcoin. Okay, now it's open always in a new chart. Let me bring it here. Now you see Bitcoin, Okay. I go here. There was, as a matter of fact, one of the metrics which was relevant also to see is that did not look good for a market to continue pumping. Just remember after New Year or shortly before we started, but let's say after New Year, we started increasing. We went to how much was 101, actually 102, I think it was 102K in Bitcoin. And there was again a lot of excitement, but excitement was not typically so extreme. You would say it's a market top. So based on social data alone would be not so straightforward to make it a conclusion. But those who've been, Andy, to our conversation before in your office, remember we did one big education and a few talks. You know the metrics I like to use: network realized profit loss. One of my, in Bitcoin, it's definitely top 5, sometimes top 3. Yeah. And the definition or meaning behind it, it just shows on daily, actually, on you can do it hourly basis, but usually aggregate 4 hours, on a whole Bitcoin network. When Bitcoins moved, do holders realize profits or not? And it's very important. Why? If we declined, yeah, from 107, yeah, and we start increasing. So if people don't realize profits, and you see it's been like for a long time. So okay, 1st of January there was some movement, good. It was a kind of confirmation we can go higher, but then 2nd January nothing. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, even we get to 107,000 or 102,000. From back from 107 to 100 and then to 102, no really visible profit taken. And the best way you can see it, you just take this chart or time series, whatever you're using. It has to be time series you can compare to the current market condition. There is no healthy profit taken. This is dangerous sign, yeah. And that was kind of concerning. And as a matter of fact, I did create sunset signal as well. And you use the same metric now when we're going down. So there should be some level of panic, which will show exactly in these spikes. You will see on this chart, yeah? Let me increase it, yeah. So whenever we're building the bottom, temporarily or before temporarily and the solid one, there are quite some spikes. And the final bottom, you see there are clusters of spikes. In this case, okay, it was around a year, so it might be different reasons, but there will be spikes of profit realization as the market we're in for 2 years. There's been a lot of accumulation, plenty of players, even this bull market bought cheaper. Not to say those who entered the market a long time ago. So as soon as there is some level of worries or some level of uncertainty and some way of enough people thinking, okay, it might indeed go lower. If enough people think it might indeed go lower, so we might be building bottom. It's always keep in mind this is a way of behavior analysis. When there is enough fear or enough rationalization and reasons for market participants believe, oh, now indeed we should go lower. Yeah, we will go lower. So you will see the spikes. So this will be bottom. We don't see it yet. So it's a warning sign. Yeah. Remember the beginning of conversation, we thought, or the reason we came here, see, do we have enough reasons to believe that it's a bottom? Let's go leverage long. I don't see it yet. Yeah, it doesn't mean this is not a bottom. You can always be wrong. We'll see other metrics, but this metric alone does not tell you there is a bottom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's yeah? Okay. Well, you hear me on this. You hear me talking on this metric regularly. Yeah, but yeah.
So the so for the audience, the spikes that you're talking about is the H consumed, right? Is that what we're looking for? And then
okay, H consumed is yellow. I can hide them,
okay.
and then we left only. Okay, I will remove this one. So we're left only with green is the price and blue is the spikes of network realized profit loss. Yeah, this blue.
The network realized. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's ideally you would like to see more, but keep in mind that we might build the bottom when we start recovering, but because there is a established level of fear connected with some narrative and reasoning, people will take profits the moment it, let's say, go to 95, 96, 98, you will see spikes. So it's a good confirmation too. It's a good confirmation we built a bottom. Yeah, it can happen directly at the bottom, sometimes with an even negative sign. It means Bitcoins which have been moved, all Bitcoins in this day on this hour, they've actually been moved kind of in a loss. So it's one of the best signs, but it doesn't happen so often. And then price, if recover and people start realizing profits, also very good sign. because they believe, okay, we recover, cool. I need to take profit because it will go lower. And this is where you see it. This is where you see it. Okay, this is one of importance. One of importance for the current market condition. Yeah, we're declining. We're looking into something and saying, let me see, is it strong enough the pain to build a bottom? Here, not yet. Okay, then we go to another one. For the current market conditions, I also like to look into this tool. Okay, I will open it. Will open in another window. I will bring it here. So this one, lending borrowing rates. Yeah, I think it's currently 6 months. Yeah, let's take 6 months. It's actually, in my opinion, everyone who is serious in crypto, you should have something like this, either with Santiment or with anyone else. You just see the price of the money, how much people are paying to borrow something, stable coins, what is the level of borrowing and liquidations. It's a must. What we will be looking here, it's as you see, it's many charts. Yeah. So specifically, when we look into a market in decline, we want to see is the total amount of debt. Yeah, total amount of debt. Has it declined? It means there were some liquidations. There was some same level of fear, of concerns. If there was, okay, we might have good chance. We see here, okay, declined. Not so bad. Now we look into more details. This chart is mostly important for identifying the tops. You will see spikes of very high levels of borrowing rates, or how much you get for your stable, for someone borrow. It means there is so much, so many opportunities, so much good in the market. People are ready to pay how much? Okay, temporarily 38%, but on average it was 25%. It's unsustainable. Yeah, and we've seen it in the past. But when you look now in the decline condition, you want to see a flat line. Yeah, like it's flat, so there are no spikes. Stable coins are not being borrowed, so that the rate is spiking, and ideally even lower. At the moment, I can see it's USDC. It's maybe a very good indicator. On average, price of it, it's 8.4%. When it goes to 6, you're in a very good range. So it's, again, not ideal. Not ideal. And then we will go to another chart which just shows level of liquidations. It's how many people who borrowed stable coins. You see the spikes. Yeah, this shows the level of liquidations. How many of them were pushed by the market into condition where the collateral was liquidated, and we tracked most of collateral. As you see in the past, yeah, it's quite nicely coincides with bottoms. Current level since 2 days, it's a bit too low, in my opinion. So again, not ideal. This one was good enough, so we did a bottom with after one more dump, we bottomed. And this one is still a bit low. Ideally, you want to see it more. And this is just different collateral. Here's wrapped Ethereum. Yeah, something starts emerging, but again, okay, if I take shorter period of time, yeah, something is being liquidated. If it continues like this today, we might get it. You might get it. But if you compare, that's why you need time series. You compare, okay, the previous bottoms. Yeah, you see the level of liquidations was much, much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is just wrap BTC. Probably I need to update it chat. Now wrap BTC not the only one, or not the best one. There are different collateral being used for borrow stable coins. So, Eddie, does it make sense?
Yes, it does. So what we're seeing here is compared to the historical liquidations, we're seeing hardly any liquidations now, right? Like not yet anyway.
Some level, but it's historically, if we compare it, it's not on the level how it was in just months ago when we built the bottom. Pain or blood in the market was stronger.
Yeah, we're not seeing as big of a liquidation as we saw from a couple of months ago.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I like to, after all these years, try to keep things simple. When it's about metrics, I would look only in this tool. What we see on the Bitcoin net realized profit loss, do we see increased spikes as in now, or if we go down, or if we even increase, do we see it? Do we see on the level of metric objective data, people are worrying? People are concerned, and big enough people concerned, because for Bitcoin to get this kind of spikes, it should be very big movement. The same for DeFi protocols. Okay, those who make a bet, majority of people making bets and borrowing stables and participating. Now there is a seasonal epoch in Ethena, which will end, I think, 25th of March. So there is a lot of borrowing there too. I believe there will be some liquidations because people over leverage, no doubt. No doubt people are over leveraging DeFi. Do we see it? Not yet. So you don't need to look any further. So you stay, okay, I'm not going leverage long at least. I wouldn't recommend like going short, because short is a very specific set of skills and mental sustainability. Not recommended. But probably I would not go to the market. This way of thinking, and this is exactly the purpose why we have in a live session. We can raise questions. We can go into more details, but these are important piece of data for the current market condition. Yeah.
No, thanks for sharing. So really, we've just looked at the network realized profit and loss, and also looked at the stable coins, right? And we're looking at the amount of liquidations or over leveraged traders who are borrowing stable coin to punt.
Yeah. Now one more, maybe because I like the number 3, so let's take a third one. Probably the more we talk, we will get few in the pieces, but it's like literally, if you want to have an impression about the forest, there shouldn't be too many trees. Should be aware, a human mind, it's very easy to get attached to some piece of data, and you go deeper and you start overcomplicated things. Better keep it simple, less trees, but you see the forest. The first two we showed, it's already, you see the forest very nicely, better than 90% of market participants. And this one, it's very good. I like it. Probably you remember, we've been using it for quite some time. It's those who have in their wallets 10 to 100,000 of stable coins. We call it sharks and dolphins. It's probably not whales. Definitely not also not on a very, very low level like retail with no impact. This if you have stable coins 10 to 100,000, it means your whole portfolio, depends on market condition, could be like 100,000 to million or millions. So it depends how much risk you take. So this very can be defined as those who potentially move some parts of the market, but they still active. They're not in a multi-million barrage, or multi-million area, sorry, it was German. In multi-million area where they mostly switch to completely or very little risk. They're still taking risks. It means they deploy their stable coins into the market. You will see it in the lines, this red, blue, yellow, orange, declining. It means the amount of stable coins held in this wallets are decreasing because they see opportunity in the market. So they buy something. And they will be, when they're concerned and worried, the amount of stable coins will start increasing because they say, okay, I better stay away from risks. Yeah, so you can look into it. Let's say it's just shorten a little bit. So for quite some time, actually starting from October, beginning of November, they deployed almost all of the stablecoin capital, which eventually at some point of time led to the top. It's not a top indicator, it just shows you convention of active traders or active investors. They say, okay, now it's the time to deploy capital. So deployed capital. Then there was a good time after we crashed around New Year and went down from 107 to 100 or even was it 92. I saw very good signs. Oh, now we might be indeed in a very good bull market because suddenly few groups start increasing stable coins quite rapidly. So okay, it's one of my favorite bull signals. I was even thinking, okay, well, cool, maybe now finally we did make 150 or 200k. But then see what happened? They deployed everything right into the top. So I say, oh, okay, not this time. It's a valuable indicator, but it needs maybe some reflections. It might be a bit unusual to look into the market into this way. You need like two layers of inconvenient thinking, but the moment you get it, it's a very good addition. I've never used it in the first place, but I quite often use it as a secondary confirmation. So you see now again increasing. Good. So we might be not far away from bottom if we see spikes in net realized profit loss or some liquidations, and this guys keeps increasing and not deploying the stable coins. We might indeed be at the bottom.
Hey, Max, we're getting some questions in. I'm gonna flash them on
Finally,
the
at
screen.
last.
Yeah. Tony, thanks for the question, Tony. Tony says, "Do you think we will see another big sell-off with Bitcoin?"
I wish. From what we discussed now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And never take it as a suggestions or directions to do any decisions. Always
Yes,
take it
obviously, this is not a financial advice.
yeah, but that is not what I also even mean,
Yeah.
because anyway, I mean, if you're in crypto, you learn very fast. You're the only one responsible for your profit and losses, and it's more fun too, or more interesting. What I mean with this, when I'm saying something, take it critically and think over and apply whatever knowledge you have, and maybe then come back with next question. Yeah. Based on what we've seen so far, I think 88k in Bitcoin is very likely. If it's big sell-off or not, I don't know. And then I would look into what happens in 88k. 88, 89, it should be like below this last 92k. Yeah, below this 92k we should go, and then we'll see the market direction. If it panics, good. Of course, there will be like slippage and crashes, but if it panics enough, okay, we're close to the bottom. If we're still not panicking, it goes down, then come back to 92, then we can talk more, or we can analyze more data. At the moment, based on the data we've just seen, I would say 88k is likely.
Cool. Thanks for that, Max. We have another question from Nicholas. Nick, thanks for the question. Does no liquidation in the market mean that there is still no signs of market bottoming out?
That's the right way of thinking, yeah. If you don't see liquidations, it's not a bottom. Every single bottom, no exceptions. Like literally, not a single exception. It's a level of liquidation can vary. I remember there was some very painful, like, and I'm talking about DeFi liquidations, yeah, like which would check on chain protocols. So it's even 700 million, sometimes like 300 or 400 millions varies, but it's always quite massive. You cannot miss it. And I was talking about bottom, which is like sustainable for at least several weeks or months. Correct.
So I guess Nicholas has been paying attention whenever you come for classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick's been to your class. Whenever you're in town. So thanks for the
Maybe
question.
We'll have another.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looking forward to it.
There is still literally like increasing chances. I might indeed come to Malaysia in March. Yeah, increasing chances.
That'd be fantastic. Okay, well, let me know. I'll organize it with the community. Then you guys can tune in and hang out with Max, and he might share some alpha, maybe.
Depends. There are sometimes there are market conditions where it's just ranging. It's like but we'll probably now with the Trump in power, it's really like so many unpredictable things can happen. Yeah. So there was one question before.
Oh yes, there was one question from Tony. Tony again. Do you all think will be a big liquidation for Bitcoin, which I know will probably affect XRP?
What do you mean with here in this context, big liquidation for Bitcoin?
I don't know, Tony. You might need to maybe post in the comments what you mean.
Because generally,
yes.
It's if I look macroeconomically, I see so little chance to really remove inflation, like long term. So we'll keep coming to the stage where unexpectedly funding rate or Fed rates will either stop cutting it, or will they keep cutting it but still pumping more money in different ways. So big liquidation in Bitcoin, like big sell-offs, it can always happen, like what we experience now. We can give an even easily like 88K, and if it's really market catch a fire, there will be enough players who will have suddenly see opportunity, or let's short it to 70, and we'll collect. They have more access, maybe centralized exchanges and internal flow of deals. We can always go down with unexpected times. But taking into account widespread legal acceptance and point of no return for Bitcoin to get wider adoption, all big liquidations is still, in my opinion, buying opportunity. Yeah. So liquidation for Bitcoin, really need to explain what you mean.
Yeah. Wait for Tony to explain. Tian Wei has a question. Is there a January effect for Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You mean like people starting New Year, they kind of fill out or put money aside for the tax obligation? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
And then they start fresh.
Yeah.
This year we definitely saw it. Yeah. This increase from 92, 93 to 100 can be partially addressed by this.
Yep. Well,
but it might be over.
Yeah. When I woke up this morning, my X feed was showing that the U.S. government was planning on selling, was it 660 something thousand Bitcoin, I think.
I didn't. Okay. This is very important. Now we're coming to really, now we've looked into the metrics which reflect actual activity, action, moving money on chain. Yeah. So now we're talking about narratives and social context and dominance or mantra, whatever you call it. Very good for the bottom when there is a strong narrative why market should go lower or why market should stay lower. This could be one of them. Yeah, this could be one of them. Another would be, I don't know what, Trump suddenly not so supportive for Bitcoin. He is busy with, I don't know, something else, which is, if this narrative is spread around and is used as a explanation or rationalization for market dump, say, okay, Bitcoin now for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, no traction anymore, or whatever reasoning, or some bad news about Sailor, whatever narrative is. If you see it and it's shared and it's in the comments, you can read that people really support and say, oh, it means something bad. Oh, it's a very good sign for the bottom tier.
Because there's
I didn't do this news yet.
What's been going around on X is that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, has cleared $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin that was seized from the Silk Road assets to be sold.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably see it there, right?
Yeah, I'm looking to it.
Yeah.
Sell. Okay, so let's see. Protocol selling tokens part of the launch. Okay, now this is a bit different. Yeah, it's probably this one. Oh yeah, this indeed got traction. Road, it's a Silk Road. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's check. Yeah, could be. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sell road. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's do a little bit now. Silk or Silk and road. I think I did not share. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's indeed very strong dominance. You might be right. And obviously it's a negative narrative by itself. One need to read a bit more reaction of people to it. That's why I say it's now requires more manual work. I give two examples. If people say, okay, Silk Road sells and now market dumped because of this, so it's a buying opportunity, buy the dip. Okay, it's one thing. You say, okay, my market will probably go lower. But if people say, oh, Silk Road money will be sold and it's so much, and so there is no reason to pay current price, it will be lower, or market will push it lower, not to get good price. Okay, then say, okay, we might be the bottom. I know if you following, but there are not only news itself, your action or consensus around it. Is consensus negative, saying, okay, it's indeed reason for market to go down and it will continue. So you take then you always take opposite or contrarian point of view to consensus. So you need to see consensus around this news. We're actually working on it. Yeah, we're working on it to have it more precisely quantified, but it's not. The work is not done yet. So you need to apply your understanding of how to analyze these kind of things. But yeah, you're right. It's 0.5% social dominance. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. We can see in the past. Okay, no need to look so far in the past. Let's look here. So, yeah. One can say, you see this spike, Indy?
Yes.
When was it? Yeah, that was precisely the bottom. This was a kind of around the bottom. Oh, wait a second, what happened? It reloaded. Wait, let me take some probably here. Just take last year. I'm just trying to. Normally, you would spend a bit more time, but from what I see, it's 80%, when not 90% of time, it's a kind of either continuation of trend up or the bottom. Yeah, it's indeed. But here you see this case, it dumped a bit more and then recovered. Probably there are always other forces in the market. But from sizable mentions like this, yeah, it could be okay, cool. But only there is one exception. Yeah, for instance, here you see it was short-lived relief, and then we just crashed down. But it's important news. If someone wants to use this as a directional indicator, need to build a consensus how people react to it news. Did you see what people are saying? India.
Yeah.
Did you see it? How people react? What do they say? Okay, it's buy the dip, or it's no, it will go even lower.
I haven't seen too many buy the dips. I've been seeing. I've just been seeing it being reported, like a lot of reports of it, but I haven't actually seen it. Too many BTFDs.
Okay. Actually, I think. Wait a second. I think I have somewhere. Buy the dip. In my narrative now, need to find. There was a narrative for buy the dip. Because I like to track it. I cannot find it. Where was it exactly? Didn't use it for. Okay, buy the dips. Okay. Let's see. And we take, let's say, 6 months. The usage of it when people stop talking about buying the dips, this is a dip. We should buy. Like here, for instance, yeah. A lot of talks about buy the dip, market still keep pushing down. And then when the final dip come, there are talks, but compared to really active one, it's much lower. So all the same story. So here, yeah, what I mean, yeah, buy the dip, wow, so cool, buy the dip. Yeah, indeed, it dips and recovers, but then keep pushing lower, and eventually talks about buy the dip compared to this one, it's like 3 times less. So now we're active. Even more maybe signs that whatever recovery will be now, there is a good chance we will go either lower or will continue this range. It's too much talks about buying the dips. Still quite some talks.
Yeah. Is there a way to see what the average, I don't know, like dip, like how long does an average dip last? Like when it comes to like news like that, are we able to see?
Tell me more. What exactly you mean?
I mean, so every time like we have negative sentiment, or and then how I don't know if there's a way, whether there's a way to see if there's an average dip time or
No.
no.
Very, and in general, timing like perfect sell or perfect buy. This is so difficult. It's a good as exercise in the scope of Sana. It's cool to play around it, but don't bet your portfolio on it. No. It's okay to be a bit early, a bit late, and most of the time it's exactly how it happens. Otherwise, either you burn your portfolio or you burn your nerves, or both. Timing is the most difficult part.
Yeah.
Predicting or understanding where the market generally goes is difficult enough, and then to pinpoint precise time, or it will be too much stress. You will not enjoy. If you earn money, it will be very difficult to enjoy. Yeah,
that's
take it as a game. Yeah, as a game. Okay, wow, cool. This time I timed. I can show my history in Sana. Sometimes I'm timed, sometimes I'm not. But yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, I think we're coming up to the 46 minute mark. Yeah, 45, 46. Is there anything you would like to share before we end the session, Max?
For this time, I think we are very good, and I do believe it's already quite a lot of maybe new information, and especially the framework I'm using. It's specific and intuitively at some point of time you get used to it, but logically, if you say it takes some time to mind to adopt to it, so not to overload. I mean, I think it's enough.
Yeah. So just to summarize, right? First, we looked at the network profit and loss, right?
Yes.
That was the one metric that we looked at, and then the second metric that we looked at were the stable coins, and whether the sharks and dolphins were increasing or decreasing their supply. We in the stable coin sort of metric, we also looked at liquidations, right?
Yes, correct.
To see liquidations in DeFi protocols as well as CeFi protocols. Oh well, as well as CeFi.
No, we looked on DeFi. In CeFi, I didn't touch it. We could use it too. We have like fountain rates. It's a kind of good proxy for it, but we didn't even look into it.
We looked at the DeFi protocols.
So this was the first one. Yeah. It was the first one. We look into this chat. It was on a shorter time frame, so don't get confused here. It was even shorter, I think we took. Then the next one we looked into lending, borrowing, price of the money in general, and then level of pain and liquidation as seen through these liquidations. In different protocols. That was the second one we look. And the last one, Okay, third one, because the last one was a bit of social data.
Yes.
Third one was how dolphins and sharks behave. Yeah. And the last one was about we analyzed by the dip how big is mind share for buy the dip, and it's quite big, yeah, which is not necessarily a good sign too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, those of you who were able to tune in, thank you, and thank you, Maxim, for making it live, taking it time out of your day to join us to share with the community. Any words you'd like to end with for those who are watching?
The most important, everything's changing, so it doesn't matter. You go up, you prepare to go down. We go down, prepare, we'll go up. This is the only thing which like never changes. Nothing goes in one direction all the time. It always like keep changing.
Yes.
So that's very important. Don't get overexcited. Or it leads to understanding. Not to get overexcited when we go, and not to over depressed when we're going down. Always, it's difficult still, emotionally or psychologically. But it's if you say the final words, everything will change. Yeah, everything
Fantastic.
Change.
Thank you, Max, and what a great way to kick off the 2025 to have the CEO and founder of Santiment. Thank you so much, Maxim. Thank you to those. Yeah, and thank you to those who have tuned in. Also, if you have any more questions, look, if you've tuned in after the live session, leave a comment. Right, leave a comment if you have any questions. We'll try to get to it. Look. Wilson says thank you, Wilson, for tuning in.
Wilson, yeah.
So look, it's been interesting 2 days, and those of you who would like to check out the Santiment platform, see the thing that's scrolling at the bottom, app.santiment.net. There's a promo code. If you key in EquitiesTracker, you get 25% off, and have a play around, right? We just shared a few metrics with you, right? And let's see if you can make it work. Okay.
Yeah. Eventually it will work.
Yeah. I mean, it's practice, right? As with anything, you have to practice. Yes. Well, once again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you, Max, for kicking it off for us for 2025. Looking forward to have you here in March, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, looking forward, and I will keep the community updated. We hope and pray that Brian is okay and he's safe.
Yes.
And those of our friends in California. And next month we will have Brian back on. If not, we'll see. If we're lucky, we might be able to. No, Maxim will probably be traveling. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We will organize. Depends on the date.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again, and thank you, Maxim.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah.